And for the awareness of everyone in this conference, the meeting is being recorded. We'll now proceed to our main agenda. Again, I am Christine Peca Francisco, together with my group mates.
I am Alvin Badion.
I'm Lloyd Bocobo.
I am Angela Planas.
We are a third year college students of Bachelor of Technical Vocational Teacher Education major in Computer Programming and Electronics Technology under the College of Industrial Education at Technological University of the Philippines, Manila. Today, we will be having a virtual interview with you, Sir Jason, as part of the requirement in our subject seminar in technology and livelihood education for teachers. May now call on Mr. Jason Lopez, Sir Aaron, to formally introduce himself.
Ayun, so good afternoon everyone. For my introduction, I am Sir Jason T. Lopez and I am currently teaching at Batasan Hills National High School. So I am on my sixth year, rather fifth year, and for this year, incoming sixth year in teaching under special science teacher position.
All right, so good evening, guys. So my name is Mr. Aaron Luis Buduan. So I'm currently 25 years old. I'm a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Psychology from the Philippine Normal University. Currently, I am taking up my master's degree in psychology in the same university in PNU. And I have been teaching for almost 6 years. This coming June 2023, it's my sixth year in the teaching industry or teaching profession.
Thank you for that detailed information, sir. Let's now proceed to our interview proper to be led by Mr. Badion.
So, good evening po, sir. For the first question po, when did you take your licensure examination for teachers and how many times did you take your licensure examination for teachers?
All right, so I have taken my the licensure examination for teachers right after I have graduated. So that was way back September 2017, and luckily I have passed it in my first take or during my first take. So isang take lang, I was able to pass the licensure examination for teachers.
Ayun. So thank you, Alvin, for my licensure examination for teachers. I took it on January last year, 2022, and I take it for only on my first time, and successfully I passed it on my first try.
So, thank you po, Sir Jason. So, for the next question, may I call on Mr. John Lloyd Bocobo?
So, hello, sir. Can you tell us about your experience in taking the LET and what are the motivation, preparations, and other beliefs that you think that help you to pass the LET?
Yon, thank you for the questions. No, honestly, I am not an education graduate. I am a graduate of BS Biology and I just take units of education. That's why for us, a unit taker, it is really hard for us to take let, especially we took only 1 year of education background or we only have 1 year of education background. But ayun nga, for my experience in taking the let, I think nakaya ko naman and nairaos ko nga since I got my license na rin or I already passed the exam. But ayun, for my motivation, since childhood kasi this is my dream to teach and my goal is to get my license. Ever since on high school, yun na yung target ko eh. Even though nalihis ako ng track on college, nag-iba ako ng course na nakuha, yun yung number one goal ko is to take education. Kailangan mapasa ko to, maging permanent ako at makuha ko yung lisensya ko. And that, I think, is my number one motivation na I need to do my best for me to get that license. And kung i-recall nga natin, no, this past few years, kung nabalitaan nyo din na laging nadidelay or laging nakakancel yung exam. And isa ako sa mga naging biktima ng delays because of the pandemic. So supposedly, I will take my exam on September 2020. But yun nga, nagkaroon ng pandemic, nausog hanggang ngayon ko lang na-take or last year ko lang rather na-take yung yung examination yung let examination. But hindi ako nawalan ng pag-asa. I still push myself na yun nga yung kasi nga yun yung number one goal ko. Kailangan maging permanent ako, kailangan makuha ko yung license ko, and ayun. Things happened, nandito ako nakapasa.
All right. Experience in taking the let. So I was lucky because I was assigned in a school during the licensure examinations that is close to our home. So I don't have to wake up very early just for me to travel, or to go to the location where I was assigned to take the licensure examination. So I was very lucky, that I had enough sleep during that time, and at the same time, prior to that specific day of the examination, no, in terms of preparation, sobrang, or it is very hard because I have already started working back then. So weekdays was allotted for my profession, to practice my profession, and during the weekends, Saturdays and Sundays, those are the times that I am attending the mock boards review, the review for the board examinations. And to be honest, during those times that I am preparing for my licensure examination, I don't have much time to socialize with my friends. I became distant, or because I have my priorities way back then, I became distant in terms of having to spend time with my friends, with my acquaintances during that time. Another question you have mentioned is motivation. One of the motivation is to have the license, because in our profession, that's very important. In the teaching profession, that's very important, because once you have the license, that's one of the perks that you can have once that you are planning to enter the teaching industry, and once you are planning to apply to different schools or to different institutions to practice the profession. So that's one of the motivation. Another is practicality wise, you will have a higher salary if you have a license. That's why. So that's one of the motivation as well. And of course, motivation is for professional growth, because you want to practice your profession. You want to practice what you have learned in school. So therefore, that is going to be your motivation for you to be able to pass the licensure examination. And other beliefs that you think helped me pass the lit, siguro, instead of saying beliefs, I had a great support system way back then. And I was also very lucky because I was also assigned to a school during the time that I have taken the licensure examination for teachers. I was able to take the exam with some of my friends. Pare-parehas kami ng location. So therefore, it's not that hard, to take the examination pa, kasi parang nasa classroom lang kayo, you know kung sino yung kasama mo, kung sino yung kasunod mo sa examination. So I guess those are the things that helped me pass the let. And luckily, yeah, in the first try, I was able to get my license. Ayun.
Thank you, sir. For the next question, may I call Angela Planas?
Good evening, sir. For the last two questions, after knowing that you passed the let, what comes into your mind and what kind of emotion do you feel at that time po?
Okay, so during the time na-release yung results ng let, I was at work. So basically, we were busy during that time, and I don't have time to check the results. Although I know that that specific date was intended for the release of the results, I did not have time to look at the results myself. I just knew it from some of my friends that I was able to pass the examination. And once that I got home, of course, it's very surreal because after months of reviews, mock exams, paulit-ulit na mock exams, sobrang hirap ng mga tanong sa mock exams, reviews ng every weekends, walang time to socialize. The hard work really paid off. And emotions, luckily hindi ako umiyak. Hindi naman ako umiyak during that time. Sobrang overjoyed lang. Sobrang proud ako that I was able to, I was able to pass the licensure examination. And siguro ang pinaka-nangibabaw is happiness. Because after all those years that I have studied, bachelor's degree, and then I was also taking my master's degree na rin during that time. So sabay-sabay, master's degree, review for boards, tas board examinations. That's the reason why I was so happy during that time na na-release yung results ng let.
Sa time natin ngayon, 'di ba, uso yung sa Facebook, yung mga nagpo-post regarding sa mga ang tawag dito, pagpasa nila or reaction video ng pagpasa nila. We try to do that, but on my side, ang na-feel ko noon, kabado kasi di ko alam kung ano yung magiging result or what would be the result of the examination kasi hindi rin ako masyadong naging kumpiyansa during the exam. But ayun, there's a glimpse of hope na sana mapasa or sana makuha ko. And then nung na-receive ko na yung result, ang gaan, parang ang laki nung nawala sa dibdib ko, yung kaba or yung takot na baka hindi ako makapasa or anong mangyari pag hindi ako nakapasa. And nung nakita ko na yung name ko doon sa list, gumaan yung feeling. And I know everyone na experience naman yun na after all the cancellations na nangyari and here di ko sinukuan at yun nga binigay din sa akin at the end.
So for the last question po, do you have any advice for us pre-service teachers in taking the licensure examination for teacher in the future?
Ayun, for the advices, unang-una sa akin kasi I am not an edu graduate, mag-take ng or if kaya, if possible, kumuha kayo ng review center. Kasi for me, nakatulong yung review center para ma-refresh yung utak ko, ma-refresh yung knowledge ko about doon sa professional ed, no? Kasi given na yung sa majorship or di kaya sa Gen Ed, given na yun na maaaral mo naman since it is more on knowledge. Pagdating sa professional ed, doon ka talaga sasabit. But if you have your what you call this review center, tutulungan ka nila to be prepared with the topics or yung tatlong components ng LET. And ayun nga, natutunan ko din or doon ko din na-gets na or doon din kami prepare for the incoming test na kung saan tinuruan kami how do you review yung fit sa sayo as a person or as an individual, kung ano yung nararapat na review, yung atake mo sa pag-review, kung on how you are going to memorize the things or ano yung mga dapat at hindi dapat i-memorize or ano yung mga important things for you to know during the examination. And then, ayun nga, nung una or on the start of the review, medyo doubtful ako dun sa sinasabi nila na right before the exam, you need to rest or hindi ka mag-aaral as in the day before the exam, hindi ka magbabasa ng notes mo, hindi mo babalikan yung ni-review mo kasi you need to relax your mind. And I guess, nung una, hindi ako naniniwala nun kasi gusto ko i-cram yung information para hindi mawala sa akin. But nung trinay or nung nandun na ako sa mismong day before the exam, trinay ko yon and ang laki ng tulong niya kasi hindi nagra-rush yung information sa akin during the exam. Hindi nagka-cram or hindi ako mental block kasi nga sabay-sabay yung knowledge na pinasok ko a day before. Payapa lang nung a day before, ginawa ko yung lahat ng gusto ko. Naglaro ako ng games, nag-ML, kung ano mang laro. And then, ayun, kinalimutan ko muna yung pagre-review or yung pressure ng LET nung day before the exam. And then, kaya nung nangyari, nung sa exam, hindi ko nadala yung pressure or parang wala akong pressure na naramdaman during the exam. Hayahay lang. Kung ano yung natatandaan ko, sinagutan ko. And then yung mga bagay na hindi ko masyadong matandaan or ma-recall, in-skip ko muna. Tapos yung sinasabi na sobrang ikli lang ng oras ng exam, that para sa akin, hindi siya ganun katotoo kasi sobrang haba pa ng time na natira after taking the exam at pwede mo pang balikan. Yun yung important doon. Hindi mo dapat direktang sagutan muna yung exam, yung LET, balikan mo. No? Isipin mo or timbangin mo kung this is my final answer na ba dun sa mga doubtful na mga items mo. And I guess yun yung nakatulong sa akin yung pagbalik-balik ko dun sa item, pagtimbang ko dun sa choices if they are the right one na ba. So I guess ayun, and yun yung mabibigay kong advice para dun sa mga magte-take ng LET in the future.
Sir, additional question lang po. If ever, ano po yung review center na recommended niyo po?
Ay sa akin Hindi rin kasi kagad ako, kaya siguro nakatulong din nga yung review center sa akin. Dalawa, yung una ay Minds Gym, tapos yung isa ay yung CBRC, if you are familiar with CBRC. And yun sa CBRC, medyo masyadong hands-on sila pagdating with the knowledge or dun sa pagtuturo talaga. Though medyo makukulture shock ka on the way the proctors or the professors discuss the topic, pero ayun, tutulungan ka nila hindi lang sa topic, ma-prepare sa topic, but also your mental health para ma-prepare on the upcoming exam. So yun. CBRC. Ganda.
All right. The most important advice that I can give siguro in terms of you guys, since you are planning to take the licensure examination in the near future, is this is not a field or an industry na sobrang dali. Okay? This is not a field na once na makagraduate tayo, ay okay na, free pass na tayo, makaka-earn na tayo ng income. You have to remember in the teaching profession, you have to continuously learn. That's why a lot of professionals at my age, teachers at my age, we have this mindset that we need to study further. We need to, have higher educational attainment for us to be able to know what's relevant nowadays, to know what's important nowadays in terms of the teaching industry. So you have to prepare yourself, no, na hindi porket na-graduate na tayo ng bachelor's degree, that's the finish line in terms of learning. So you have you don't I think you don't have any choice, if that's the right term, for you to further your learnings, for you to improve yourselves. And at the same time, no, talagang you will have to sacrifice a lot of things for you to be able to, get the license that you really want to have as a future educator, as a future professional in this teaching industry. So those are the two things, no, prepare for hardships and difficulties, and at the same time prepare for further studies or further education as future professionals. And
Sir, additional question. If ever, nag-review center po ba kayo?
Hindi ako nag-review center kasi yung PNU meron siyang sariling review center for its graduates, na once na maka-graduate yung students from PNU, they will really encourage you to take the review in the same university. So I think it ran from April up until August, parang 1 month prior to the licensure examination, because September, way back then, September is the height or the peak of, laging September yung licensure examination for teachers. So parang in a span of 4 months, sa PNU lang kami nag-review. So we did not, or I did not personally enroll in any review center, because yun nga, since naniniwala ako sa kakayahan ng school na pinanggalingan ko, kasi mga professors din namin yung nag-review sa amin. So I think they were able to help us to pass the licensure examination.
Okay. Thank you po, sir. So, that's all. Thank you so much, Sir Aaron, for accepting our invitation to interview you today virtually. And then, belated congratulations for passing the exam. Have a good day and God bless po.